something to consider when if you're running either online, you're doing eBay or Amazon, or if you want to start a store like I did, is considering your life and how it's set up. Is it just you? Are you single? Do you have a wife? Do you have kids? How are you going to balance that? Because so for me, I have two younger kids. Well, they're kids. They're under 18, and a wife and a house and all that stuff. And I'm running this business and trying to grow it, or am growing it. So, you know, between eBay, Amazon, and this store, it's a lot. But I also pick up, my kids certain days of the week, take them to their activities, sports, that kind of thing. And so having that life work balance is tough. So as an example, I did not work this Saturday. I had someone work for me in the store because I was taking my son to a soccer tournament. Now, because of that, because I wasn't here, I wasn't able to prepare, take photos here and prepare for next week's sale for all the new inventory. What I do is I lay out the items, take pictures, and then once I've done taking all the pictures, I, of course, restock the shelves with all of the new items. Now, all those photos go out in our newsletter. They go on Facebook, and they go on Instagram. And I've even started putting them on TikTok, which hasn't mattered, but I'm doing it anyway as an experiment. And so that's how I prepare for the week for next week. Now, because I wasn't here on Saturday, which is the day I usually do it, I wasn't able to do it. So now it's Monday, December 4th, 2023. And fortunately, I got a lot of sales on eBay and also a decent amount on Amazon. So I have to go home now to do all of those sales, or I'm sorry, to pack up everything. And that's going to take a little bit of time. And then on top of it, this week is, for my kids, is parent-teacher conferences. So they're getting out earlier. They're getting out at 1 o'clock every single day, which is super fun because it doesn't leave much time. So they get dropped off at 8. So it's essentially 5 hours. I've already had to go down and collect everything. And now I'm going to go back home and I'm going to ship everything. So I'm going to prepare it. But there's a lot to prepare. So then, long story short, I essentially will see if I have any time today left after I ship everything and then take it to the post office, drop it off. And if there's any time left, I will come back here and start photographing items to put in the store for next week. I keep most of them in here. These are, this is all new stuff that I go through. This is not all going out, but, I've got DVDs, I've got books, I've got some video games, I've got some Blu-rays, all that kind of stuff. Of course, I've got records here. They're my back stock. And so I won't be going through that until possibly later today if I have enough time. What's more likely going to happen is I'm going to have to do it tomorrow, which again is I only have until 1 o'clock. So I usually go to the thrift store on Tuesdays. I have to decide whether that's worth it or not. I probably will go. I'll just have to do it, have to make it a kind of a quick run, and we'll see how many sales I have online. So just consider that, when you are growing your business. I mean, I highly recommend if you get into this, if you don't have kids yet, that's a great time to do it, to set up your schedule, try to build it out your system as much as possible, whether you're doing eBay or Amazon or you're doing local sales or both. Build out your schedule, grow it to how big you want to grow it. If you have lots of time on your hands, if you don't have to worry about kids, if you don't have to worry about spouse, if it's just you, that's even better. But if you're married, even with no kids, that you have a lot more time. So just take those things into consideration. It can be you can apply that to any business that you're running. But as an entrepreneur, you've got to do everything unless you are to the point to where you can hire people to do a lot for you. And that costs money. Labor is really expensive. I know I've hired multiple people, and I am aware of how expensive it is. So, especially here in California. So just be aware of that and consider the balance. If you're not at a point to where you're super busy in your personal life and you can really throw all of your time into your business, then grow it. To make enough money, to save enough money, to prepare for the future, and to set it up to where if you don't ever intend on having employees, then set it up to where the system is running, even just with you running it, and you still have enough time to carve out for, kids, for spouse, for vacations, for downtime, that kind of stuff, because that's important. And sometimes, it happens this way for me where next weekend the same thing will happen where I won't be able to prepare for the next week because there's another soccer tournament for my daughter. So again, I'm not asking for pity, but just understand that it's hard to manage all of that, and you just have to be aware and take that into consideration depending on how your life is currently and what your plans are for the future. I wish I had started this business a long time ago when I had more time, 15 years ago. So it was already, I hadn't grown it larger. I couldn't, rely on other people, not just me, to run it. And so, it's fun to go through those challenges and those growing pains, but at the same time, just be aware that you never know, that things can get hectic, and having a system, having a schedule will be really helpful so you don't get caught in the future. All right, guys, kind of a different video, but I'm going to go home now and ship everything. And then if I have any time, I'll come back and photograph a bunch of stuff to put out. And these are all cities I haven't even gone through yet that I took out of the Gaylords. So I still have those to go through, and many, many more. So lots more work to do. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you next video. Take care.